Hello, my beautiful friends. Today we're gonna do some Pilates together in the beautiful Mount Shasta, and I am in Panther Meadows campground. I found a camping spot with a camping table, and I'm going to do my Pilates here today. Now, two things to consider when you are in nature, when you're on the go, when you want to exercise and do Pilates mat. Of course, you want to find a flat level spot, and it gets challenging when you're in the forest. So campgrounds or picnic spots are awesome. Two things to consider: ants in your pants, because they're everywhere, and the other thing to consider is, of course, your comfort level with maybe people walking around. But if you're in it to win it, then you're gonna do it no matter what. So in these little videos, I'm going to teach you one exercise at a time, sometimes two, to balance one out, because they kind of come in a package. And today we're going to learn the 100, which is the first exercise in Pilates mat series. It kind of opens the door to the rest of the exercises, and it is a fabulous exercise to warm up the body. I'll explain why later, but for now, let's talk a little bit about what our body needs to do while we're performing the 100 exercise. So first and foremost, in Pilates, we always want to tighten up our belly. So we scoop our belly button in and up, and that tightens our core set. The other thing we want to do in Pilates is close our rib cage. So I know in yoga, you want to be free, you want to open the ribs, you want to breathe through the belly. Pilates is different. As you exercise, as you move your limbs, you hold your core, you hold your center, and all the power for every movement comes directly from the center. So you tighten it up, you zip it up, you kind of lift everything, and with the closed rib cage, you exercise. So two things to remember: pull your belly button in and up, keep it tight throughout the exercise, keep the front of your rib cage closed, like exhale, and bring your ribs together through the front. Let's inhale, watch them kind of open up, exhale, close. Now take an inhale into your lateral and posterior rib cage, keeping the front of the ribs closed. Let's do it together. Let's take an inhale, but allow our ribs to open and fill up on the sides and in the back. So lateral means the sides, posterior means the back of the rib cage. Let it open up this way, but the front will stay nice and tight. So let's take an exhale again. Keeping the ribs closed through the front. Let's inhale into the rib cage. Try not to have the chest breathing all the way into your lungs. All right, so that's a little bit about that. Now we're going to try to keep those two things in mind as we are moving through our 100 exercise. Let's get onto our back and build the shape of the 100. Today, we're going to start with something very, very simple. We're going to talk about the upper body, what it needs to do, while our legs are going to be rooted just on the floor, knees bent like this, because when we add the straight leg, the entire thing changes. And if your core is not strong enough, you might lose your upper body shape. So we're going to keep it simple. We're going to lay down on your back. We're going to bring the arms down by the sides first and plant both feet about a fist distance apart from each other, firmly on the ground. And let's just lay like this here and get into this shape. And take a few breaths in, trying to keep our ribs closed. Notice that the shape changes, right? Because now you're breathing posteriorly, meaning into the back of the ribs, and into the lateral rib cage. So the shape changes because your back rounds a little bit when you take in a posterior breath, right? And then it flattens again. Let's do it again. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale out. One more deep breath in. And exhale out. Keeping the ribs close through the front, keeping the belly button pulled inwards and upwards. Let's add that. Let's keep the engagement of the core by scooping our belly in and up. Let's take a deep breath in. Keep the ribs close through the front. Keep the belly nice and tight. And let's take an exhale out. Still keeping the ribs close through the front and the belly button in and up. So you won't release the belly button all the way until the exercise is done. You're going to try to keep that engagement in, because that is going to be your anchor in this shape. When you start to move up and down, the core is what's going to hold you in one place and keep your back nice and safe, especially your lower back. So the next step is going to be lifting our upper body. How do we lift it? Where do we lift it to? Eventually the shape will look like this. You're gonna nod your chin a little bit and then lift through your chest. Bring your arms parallel to the ground. Keep your belly button pulled in nice and tight, and you're lifting to the tip of your shoulder blades. Now, do you want your shoulder blades on the mat or off the mat? Well, I would say there are two different ways to do it. You can lift them a little bit off the mat and you will feel a little more engagement in your abdominals here. But if you keep them on the mat, that will ensure that your back is flat, right? That you're not in a rounded back position. So for today, we're going to keep them on the mat, but we're still going to reach up and we're still going to pull the belly button inwards, upwards, and keep the ribs close through the front. With the shoulder blades, the tips of the shoulder blades slightly touching the ground, we're going to just bring them back, right? So we're lifting through the chest, we're reaching the arms forward, we're planting the feet firmly on the ground, we're scooping the belly to balance the shape, and then we're going to lower down. Now, if you have any cervical issues, then this might not be for you at all, because there is going to be some pressure on the cervical spine, on your neck, because your head is heavy, right? And now you're lifting it, and if your core is not strong enough yet, which it probably isn't, then you will feel a lot of this in your neck and shoulders. Try to keep your shoulders down, as far away from your ears as you can. Focus on that, and keep nodding your chin and looking somewhere at your belly button, and that should help. Let's do it together. We're going to start by lifting the arms up to the sky. From here, we're going to nod the chin a little bit and then lift our chest as if somebody is pulling us through the chest. Lift, 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 lift. Lower the arms parallel to the ground and check your shape. Your feet are firmly planted on the ground. Your knees are still bent. Your belly button pulls inwards and upwards. Your ribs are closed through the front, and you're trying to breathe into your rib cage posteriorly into the back of the rib cage and laterally into the sides of the ribs. And let's lower back down. That's your beginning shape of the 100. Again, let's take a deep breath in for 0. On 1, exhale up, lift to the tip of your shoulder blades. Now bring your shoulder blades forward and back to see how your back rounds when you bring your shoulder blades forward when you reach your arms out. And when you slide them back towards the midline, towards the ground, see how your back straightens a little bit. And let's lower down again. And let's do it one more time. Inhale in for 0. And exhale. Close the ribs, sink your belly button down, reach your arms parallel to the ground and forward far ahead, but bring your shoulders down and back. Hold the shape. Let's breathe here. And lower down. So, as you can see, I have not been exercising for a while now, so you will see my belly kind of fill up a little bit with air and then lose this air. Ideally, when your core is already strong enough, you're not going to have that happen. You're only going to move laterally here through the ribs and posteriorly through the ribs. Everything else will stay nice and still. So now let's try to focus on just that, on just sinking our belly button down and lifting it slightly up, thus lifting the lower abdominals, and then keeping the shape anchored through that center, making sure that no air comes into the belly, into the lower belly as we breathe. Okay, let's take a deep inhale in and exhale out. Keep the belly button synced and hold it here and just breathe. Trying to focus on breathing into your ribs, not into your belly. Holding the belly tight. My belly is moving a little bit. And let's lower down. Let's rest a little bit by extending our legs forward and turning our head side to side. Releasing the tension in the neck and the shoulders. This should feel really, really good. If you want to stay in one position with the head turned to one side and feel the stretch, do it. Breathe into it. And let's go over to the other side. And come back into our shape. We're going to add to the shape. So the reason the exercise is called the 100 is because we're going to take 100 little breaths in and out, and along with the 100 little breaths, we're going to make 100 pumps with our arms. Imagine that you are fanning off your hips. I think that's the popular explanation for this. Now, what it does, it helps to pump the blood through your body, so your whole body gets oxygenated really fast and the blood is flowing and pumping and your body gets nice and warm. All right, let's go ahead and add the breaths. We're going to lift our arms up to the sky. Make sure that our lower back is neutral by pulling our belly button inwards and upwards, tightening up that corset around our body. We're going to close the ribs through the front, keep this shape nice and tight, and then take an inhale for nothing. And on the exhale, lift up. From here, we begin to pump the arms. We're going to breathe in for 5. Breathe out for 5. Breathe in for 5. Breathe out for 5. Breathe in for 5. Breathe out for 5. And lower down. And extend your arms straight. And let's lift all the way up. I'm going to lift up in our roll-up exercise. And you can lift up gracefully by rolling yourself to the side and lifting all the way up by pressing up with your arm like that. So this is the beginning stages of the 100 exercise. We're lifting our upper body. For today, we're just keeping our legs in a bent position. They're not a part of the exercise yet. They're just anchoring us down to the ground along with our core, right? So the feet are firmly planted on the ground. Try not to move them. Try to have equal distance between your feet and between your knees, right? So it's a nice parallel line running through both of them. And then closing the ribs through the front, we're going to start with neutral spine. We're going to keep the spine, lower back in neutral, while the upper body will go into slight flexion. And again, we're lifting just to the tip, to the bottom of our shoulder blades. Find your shoulder blades, find where the tip is. And then that tip, we're going to lift it, go past the tip a little bit, and then slide our shoulder blades back. So instead of having a round back like that as we lift, we're going to slide the shoulder blades back. So we're in somewhat flexion in upper body, yet our back is not rounded here like this, right? It is still nice and wide. The shoulders are wide. Let's do it again together. And this time, how about we'll do 50 breaths. We're gonna breathe in for 5 and breathe out for 5. Now, another way that people do it is they take one long breath in for 5 counts, like, and then one long breath out for 5 counts. Whichever one you prefer, you can do that one. I'm going to do the little breaths, the sniffing breath it's called, because I feel like that one really wakes me up for some reason. All right, let's get onto our back. Let's sit nice and straight, and then bend our knees, and then holding up to our knees, we're going to tuck the tailbone and roll down gracefully, right? So every movement in Pilates is meaningful. Nothing is wasted. Even the way we get into the exercise and the way we get out of the exercise is important. All right, so we're going to start with our knees bent, our feet fist distance apart, our knees fist distance apart. Our lower back is neutral, and we want to keep it neutral. Our shoulders are wide, our shoulders are away from the ears, arms are down for now. Now, we're going to take an inhale and lift our arms up. Exhale, lift ourselves up to the tip of our shoulder blades. Hold it here, and now begin to pump the arms. Don't forget to sink your belly button, tighten up through the center of the body, and begin to pump the arms. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep holding the belly button inwards and pull it upwards. Allow this to sink you down, to keep you in this proper shape without you rolling back and forth or side to side. And let's lower everything down and relax. Arms down, legs can go straight. Lift your palms up to the sky and relax here. Now you can roll onto your side to lift yourself up. And we're going to keep it simple for this first part of the 100 exercise, and we're going to stop here. I think that's enough for all of those who are trying Pilates for the first time, and for people like me who know Pilates very well but have not exercised for a whole year. So in this case, we want to take things slowly. And by the way, if there is one thing you can take away from my classes, let it be this: please honor your cycles. We all have times where we want to exercise and other times where we just don't want to exercise. Don't punish yourself for that mentally. Allow your body to go through its cycle. Go through the cycle of not exercising. Just still keep a healthy lifestyle. I think of it like this: we all have this much capacity, right, for exercise within us, within our being. And that capacity, we can either fill it up really, really quick, right, by over-exercising, exercising twice a day, every day, all the time, and then we quit because we filled that capacity up too quickly, and now it's filled, and now you're done, and now you just move on, right? Or we can never feel that capacity of exercising within us by simply not exercising ever. Now you're feeling that space, that capacity will be empty, and you feel like something is missing. And there is another way to fill this capacity, and that is with your own pace, right? You can do it slowly. You can figure out what your pace is, how it works for you. You can exercise once a week, twice a week, once a day, once a month, whatever works for you. The capacity is there. Fill it up. Don't leave it empty, but fill it up at a pace that is pleasant to you, not something that is going to fill it up and burst it, right? And then you just quit. So let's keep it simple. Today we did the beginning stages of the 100 without the legs, which is amazing for your center, for your core, for your breath, for your lungs, and also, of course, for your mind, because big check mark, you've done something today amazing for your body. You're beginning to learn Pilates math with me, Tatiana. All right, I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm going to try to turn the camera around. By the way, let's say big thank you to my co-pilot, my little co-pilot, ta-da, who's been with me this whole trip, my baby Rosie. She is such a good cat. She loves hanging out in nature, and she is very polite and patient. Whenever I'm doing exercises or filming my videos, she's right there with me, just hanging out, listening, and believe me, next life she's gonna be a great Pilates teacher. I love you. Bye. See you in the next video.